From Spidey's suits to Tom Holland's stunts to Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, we're talking Spider-Man Far From Home. Hi, I'm Spider-Man's Aunt Edith. I'm Lorraine.
And I'm those tiny, sassy little hairs on Spider-Man's fingers that let him climb and stick to stuff, Ryan Panagos.
And this is our Mightiest Show.
And we are talking about Spider-Man Far From Home, which is now available on Blu-ray and digital.
First up, check out this behind-the-scenes look at how Spider-Man's many costumes in the film were brought to life. I'm here with Ryan Meinerding, head of visual development for Marvel Studios. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Let's get into it. Let's talk about Spider-Man Far From Home.
All right.
Spider-Man has, I think, the most iconic costume of all time, of all superheroes, across everything that exists. Definitive statement. But let's talk about the ones in Far From Home.
Right.
I have a feeling I know the inspiration for it. What was your comic book inspiration for it?
Well, John Watts had always wanted to reference the Noir costume. But also, since this movie is so much about Peter dealing with the hero that he's trying to be or supposed to be, having him being given a costume by Nick Fury, essentially to say you could be this tactical version of Spider-Man, is essentially just almost like a visual representation of him exploring a different type of hero. And seeing him all in black and with the flip-up tactical eyes was a way of, I think, doing the noir stuff, but also keeping it a little bit Spider-Man 2 with it being fun with the flip-up eyes.
You know, I think it's really interesting because during Dan Slott's run, he had that stealth costume that was sort of like the neon piping in the black suit. Did you ever go through that iteration, or did you always know you guys were going full noir?
I mean, I think, again, it needed a... Usually we're looking at stuff from the comics and seeing how it can translate into something that's relevant for the story world that we're trying to make. And looking at the noir stuff, it sort of translated a little bit better into something that felt tactical than the neon stuff.
Yeah, it's not as stealthy as you would think.
It's not quite stealth.
Yeah.
Oh, right. It's great. It's great. Beautiful, though.
Now, you also got to upgrade Spider-Man a little bit. What were some of his upgrades for this film?
The notion at the end when Peter has to make his own suit using Tony's tech was essentially, for me, that it's Peter becoming the Spider-Man that he needs to be. And part of that is the idea of him using technology of his own. So the pitch for that suit was essentially that he would sort of spin a bunch of webs and then Tony's technology would weave it together into the suit. So the suit was actually supposed to be made from Peter's webs. So essentially to say they're the strongest material he has access to and meant to sort of integrate his technology with Tony's technology. So the idea at the end of that movie was that the suit was going to be able to do more web-based gags. Are
you just like a kid in a candy shop with these
totally.
costumes?
I mean, when Kevin Feige came into my office and said we're going to work on Spider-Man and Civil War, it was... I think I let out a visible like eep, like it was a very undignified noise.
That's an appropriate Peter Parker reaction, though. So if someone wanted to get into visual development, I'm not saying I'm leaving my job, but if someone really is interested in doing a job like yours, where do you think people should start?
I mean, reading comics is probably a great place.
Check.
Loving comics, loving comic characters. Drawing. I've been drawing since I was a very small child. I got into doing airbrushing and sort of more realistic drawing and painting, and then design. That sort of understanding, coupled with artistic ability and hard work, I think you can get where you want to go.
Thank you so much for talking with us. You guys, be sure to download Spider-Man Far From Home now.
Oh man, I love the Spider-Man Noir references that Ryan talked about, and they're very cool.
And I like that the idea of the upgraded costume was actually supposed to be sort of a spun web idea, because it reminds me of in the comics when Spider-Man loses his costume and he has to make like a little web diaper situation, like a tidy webby.
Yeah, a Spidey diaper.
Yeah, I like that. But I like ultimately that the costume kind of reminded me of Superior Spider-Man from the comics. I thought it was a really cool vibe.
Yeah, and they just showed like other costumes. I like how you brought out the stealth suit, which is, you can tell Ryan loves the comics and loves bringing that to life for the films.
Yeah, I love getting to see fans make cool stuff. Well, that's not all. Spider-Man is put through the ringer, and that means the actor who portrays him also gets to have some exciting times on set.
Check out this behind-the-scenes look at how Tom Holland performed the bridge stunt in Spider-Man Far From Home.
I was sitting on the floor, rigged to a ratchet, which is a machine where I will zoom backwards and slam it into a wall, and the SFX guy will also click a button which will dump thousands of gallons of water on me and you best believe they didn't heat the water. It was freezing.
Whoa.
It's quite similar to a cold shower, actually.
It is
We
a
can
cold
make it
shower,
colder.
yeah.
You dare.
So they go 3, 2, 1, action. I zoom back, I slam into the wall, and then all I hear is the SFX guy go, sorry, and then the water just went. So we had to do it a second time.
3, 2, 1.
But it looks great.
Did you clock how there was Tom Holland's stunt man right there? We're in the same outfit, going through the same thing. Kudos to all of those people doing that hard work.
I know, they were like soaked, but they were having such a great time. Even Tom, who repeatedly, over and over again, had to do that stunt and get slammed against the wall. Thankfully, a lot of padding, it is very safe, but it looked like a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah, and shout out to the VFX team who then takes out all the wires.
Yeah, the magic of the movies. But if you haven't yet seen the film, spoiler warnings ahead because we're about to talk about a major reveal.
That is right. Mysterio has an epic twist, and Jake Gyllenhaal gives us his take on the mysterious illusions of Mysterio right now.
He uses the technology that he has developed to create the idea of a superhero, to essentially fool the world and fool Peter Parker.
What is it, like some kind of projector or something?
Mysterio.
You are so gullible. I mean, smart as a whip. Just a
Sucker. And now all your friends have to die.
I was really attracted to the idea of Mysterio as an illusionist and to get into Spider-Man's head to a point where Spider-Man really wasn't quite sure who he was in the end. And I think that's what makes Mysterio so special.
Jake is so convincing as a nice guy that you just believe him and you trust him. And that's what makes it even worse when you find out that he's been playing Peter this entire time.
I give the world someone to believe in. You need to wake up.
It was my goal to try and create a character that doesn't leave you. And if I've done my job, I think you'll leave looking around the corner, wondering maybe if Mysterio was there.
I don't think you know what's real.
Oh man, I love all the the comics references that they're able to put into the film.
I mean, honestly, kudos to Jake Gyllenhaal for taking Mysterio, who is such an iconic character, and we think of him as a villain, but making him so likable. It was really hard to watch that twist happen.
I know. I mean, watching it over and over again as I've seen the movie a bunch of times, I still oh come on, you could be such a good guy.
I know, if only he would have gotten those little bangs.
Ooh.
The little from the comic books,
Yep.
when he has the little bowl cut.
The bowl cut?
Yeah. All right, I cannot wait to watch Spider-Man Far From Home again. You guys can pick it up on Blu-ray or download it on digital today.
Now tell us your favorite Spider-Man suit, whether it's classic Spidey, Night Monkey, or his upgraded costume, and hashtag Earth's Mightiest Show, and we'll see you next time.
I'm Lorraine.
I'm Ryan.
And this is Marvel.
Your universe.
Thanks for watching Earth's Mightiest Show. If you like this, leave us a comment and subscribe to the Marvel channel.
Then ding that bell to get updates about new episodes, and click that box over there to watch our last episode. Lorraine, we talked about the Spidey diaper. What would you make if you could make webs?
A hammock to sleep in at my desk?